What's up, you guys? See, I'm back with another video, and this is the last it's the last video of showing you guys my football cards. Anyways, let's dive right into it. The first card we have is Alex Highsmith. Anyways, let's read it. An established pro, Highsmith still grins like a walk-on freshman. That mentality is something that's going on to stick with me forever, he said. Just being back in college and getting there in 2015 with no offers, 0 starts, and not even go to camp my freshman year. I still carry that mindset with me. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Manny Hooker. Hooker values connectivity. You want to have a family atmosphere here. We want to have a connection, he said. We are trying to build that chemistry, so when it comes down to 2 minutes or the end of the game and the crowd is loud, so you might not be able to hear the call, everyone trusts each other to be in the right place. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Alex Singleton. In the settings, the Broncos' record tackles in a season, you could say Singleton did double-digit duty. His with more tackles in 2023 were the most in the NFL. A statistical reflection of just how much the fifth-year pro playing his second season in Denver got to the ball. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Josh Allen, QB. Players don't write the scouting reports, but if they did, safety Jordan Whitehead of the Bills might have a knack for it. Of Allen, he said, there was a lot of touchdowns, a lot of passing yards. His superpower is the deep ball, the 7-route exciting plays, and making crazy plays. That's his superpower. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Tyrann Mathieu. Mathieu gives back to his community through son of a saint. A lot of these kids are in need of role models and father figures, he said. There was a point in my life that I needed that. So to have that responsibility and to be the guy that I am today, I feel like it's my duty to pour back into those kids. Moving on to the next card. Next card we have is Treylon Burks. When the Titans drafted Burks in 2022, they had big plays in mind. That's exactly what the wide receiver delivered against the Chargers in Week 2 of 2023. In the second quarter, He blew past the defense and pulled in a 7-yard bomb that set up a Derrick Henry touchdown 2 plays later. Move on to the next card. The next card we have is Davante Adams. Another year, another milestone for one of the game's greatest players. Adams went over the 1,000-yard receiving mark for his career during 2023, finishing the season at 1,781. The 6-time Pro Bowl pick became the 53rd player to reach the mark when he hit in a Week 4 matchup versus the Chargers. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is James Conner, running back. If the Cardinals want Conner to be a workhorse, he'll fetch the saddle. I'm not going to decline carries. The veteran running back said, I want to play my position. I want to be the best football player I can be. Whenever that is running, blocking, receiving the ball, and giving them what I got. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Mike Gesicki. Cincinnati doesn't seem like a team that needed more offensive weapons, but the Bengals added yet another dependable set of hands for 2024 in Gesicki. The veteran tight end has shined in both Miami and New England, where he is well respected for his solid fundamentals in all his duties from blocking to route running. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Tua Tyreek Hill. Oh, my bad. You can't stop Hill at this point. You should probably forget about trying to contain him while you're at it. Miami's first team all pro receiver led the league in most of the stats that matter in 2023, from his incredible 1,799 receiving yards to his average of 112.4 per game. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Sterling Shepard, wide receiver. Shepard finished 2023 with 372 catches, good for 5th place on the Giants' all-time list after surprising Jeremy Shockey's 371. The former second round pick was beyond grateful. His chance to rep Big Blue for 8 seasons. They believed in me and I tried to put my best foot forward every day, he said. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Sauce Gardner. Already one of the best cover corners in the league. Gardner says he was fun getting stops by any means necessary. If I am out there and the ball comes my blunt comes my way. Don't let the guy catch the ball. That's all pro corner explained. If I can pick it. If I can't pick it, then just don't let the guy catch the ball. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Logan Wilson. When a linebacker is a top tackler, team is well off. And he also good with his hands, even better. Wilson led the Bengals to a third straight year in tackles in 2023, but also tied for the team led in interceptions when he enabled for, including 2 in week 3 against the Rams. Matthew Stafford went on to the next card. The next card we have is Aaron Rodgers. There a certain pull that Rodgers possesses with younger generations of fans and players. They've witnessed the arm talent, the forced quarter comebacks, and the swagger. The veterans era led incoming rookie quarterback Caleb Williams to label him the GOAT in a interview with CBS Sports. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is C.J. Mosley, linebacker. Mosley has learned to put his footwork career in perspective as he's gotten older. We can get lost in records playing in this game, but it is a great blessing. It is a great opportunity that we have all learned to be here. The veteran Jets linebacker said, anytime we step out of the field, we can't take it lightly. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Will Anderson Jr. Anderson delivered and as advertised after the Texans took him number 3 overall in the 2023 NFL Draft. The monster defensive end out of Alabama was named NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year after a season that featured 37 tackles, 67 pressures, 7 sacks, and a pass defended, and a blocked field goal. Moving on to the next card. Let me see. The next card we have The next card we have is DeAndre Swift, running back. Coming to Chicago in 2024 meant Swift would be on his third team in as many seasons. Fresh off a career best 1,049-yard campaign with the Eagles, the fifth-year pro willing join a team with a fluid backfield situation. No rule was promised, meaning who will give a have to want to again fight to earn all his opportunities. Moving on to the next card. Let me find. The next card we have is Dalton Schultz, tight end. Switching teams but remaining in Texas, Schultz left Dallas after 5 years and joined the Houston prior to 2023 campaign. The tight end immediately became the favorite target of C.J. Stroud in the Texans' high-powered passing attack, pulling in touchdown grabs in 3 straight contest weeks 4 to 6 at one point. Move on to the next card. The next card we have is Will Levis. Levis is stoked to play for new coach Brian Callahan in 2024. I'm looking forward to getting them all in the air more, he said on RG3, and the ones I'm looking forward to throwing more in early downs. I'm looking forward to really learning to master the pass game because he's been able to do that and teach it and see so many guys do it. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Kyren Williams. Williams is one of the NFL's breakthrough players in 2023. The Rams star needed just 12 games to rush for more 1,044 yards in 2023. A league best 95.3 per game. I knew if I got a chance that I was gonna do what I do, he said. I knew that I was this type of player and I just needed a chance to show it. And moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Tua Tagovailoa. Now we know that Tagovailoa can do with full state with the Dolphins star, playing in all 17 regular season games for the first time in 2023, and the results were awesome. The leader of Miami's high octane offense made the Pro Bowl for the first time after throwing for 46, 40, and 40, 624 yards and 19 touchdowns, both career highs. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Drake London. For the Falcons, London answers the call for the leader and playmaker ability and character to make it possible. I'm still young in the league, so I never want to be that dude who's forcing it, he said. As a second-year pro in 2023, I want it to come naturally and for it to come from a place that's serious, done and done. Now moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Matthew Stafford. Season after season, the Rams trot out an offense that ranks among the most dangerous in the NFL. Stafford serves as a main reason for the unit's success. Since 2021, the veteran single caller has diced up defenses for Los Angeles and led the team into a number of big wins, including a Super Bowl. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Bobby Wagner. Familiar faces brought Wagner to Washington in 2024. The six-time All-Pro wanted to reunite with newly wedded head coach Dan Quinn and linebackers coach Ken Norton Jr. After their previous success in Seattle, fans can expect to see him play some of his best ball while taking direction from two simple he trusts and respects. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Dak Prescott. After losing his first two career games against the Giants, Prescott has had the number of Cowboys' NFC East rival. In 2023, the single caller led Dallas to a pair of decisive victories over New York, including a 49-17 triumph. In Week 10, the wins improved his record to 12-2 for his career against New York. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Austin Hooper, tight end. The Patriots know they are getting a good one in Hooper in 2024, coming off with a single season with the Raiders. That the big bruising tight end and boost receivers touch with his catching ability, a trait that made him a two-time Pro Bowl pick when played for Atlanta in 2018-2019. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Jerry Jeudy. Jeudy isn't surprised to be Brown in the AFC North team after all knows how much a University of Alabama wide receiver can help. Why not add another join Amari Cooper? Amari is actually a guy that guy I've been modeling my game after since I was young. Jeudy said, and we became friends while I was at Bama. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Jaden Reed. Here's a way to make a statement. Bump a legend out of record books during your rookie season. That what we did in 2023 when the wideout set Packers rookie record for receptions with 64. That top the Green Bay great Sterling Sharp's previous mark of 155 set in 1988. Went on to the next card. The next card we have is Mike Williams. In 2023, the Jets just seemed a few paces away from going over the top. Adding Williams for 2024 should help get them there. 7 seasons with the Chargers. You develop into one of the league's most underrated receivers with 2 1,000-yard seasons under his belt. 1,001 in 2019 and 1,146 in 2021. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Breece Hall. Hall set his final numbers and he said his final numbers only told part of the story in 2023. The Jet star has confidence in what he can do and isn't worried how the box score and watchers. I wasn't really upset because everybody in the league that watches me knows that I have the potential to be probably the best back in the NFL, he said. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Tyler Algier. Some runners can take it right to the defense, and some have a connect for getting away from contact. Algier gives the Falcons visions of both. He is a physical guy. He's a yards after contact guy. Running backs coach Michael Prater said beyond the projects but he does have some sneakily elusiveness to him. Moving on to the next card. Hold on. The next card we have is Myles Garrett. Garrett entered the NFL as the #1 pick in 2017. You expect a lot from such a pick, and it's what he gave. Over his first 7 seasons, the Texas A&M product had the second most sacks in the league, became the Browns' franchise leader in sacks, made the first team All-Pro 3 times, and won Defensive Player of the Year. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Aaron Jones. Minnesota made a huge addition by bringing Jones forward for the 2024 campaign, playing in for the NFC North rival Green Bay. For the past 7 seasons, he racked up with 3 1,000-yard rushing campaigns in 4 years, beginning in 2019 and 2023. His 889 total yards in just 11 games suggests he's going to as strong as ever. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Amari Cooper. Games with 200-yard receiving games are rare in the NFL. Now imagine doing them for 3 franchises. Cooper achieved the feat in Week 16 of 2023 when he put up a team record of 265 yards at Houston, joined Terrell Owens as the only players to accomplish the feat in 3 career stops. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Jake Elliott. Elliott stays as cool as ice when the intensity heats up for whatever reason. I really like those situations. He said, I feel an extra boost of confidence, and we've got the best units up front. I'm broken record, but during those situations, I'm always in a practice net, kind of prepping, kind of figuring out of the footing. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Chris Broswell. Long kicks are Broswell's specialty or something. The Steelers have supreme confidence in sending the steely runner to pick up points. Regardless of distance, his 21 makes from at least 50 yards out were tied with Matt Prater and Evan McPherson for the most of the league from 2021 through 2023. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Calvin Ridley. Ridley joined Tennessee in 2024 as reliable wide receiver who can provide a boost to any team. In 2023, that team happened to be the Jaguars. The Shanahan with a wideout made 76 grabs for 1,016 yards and 8 touchdowns, marking his first 1,000-yard receiving season since his career best 1,374 in 2020. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Rashawn Gary, linebacker. Few players were more excited for the future than Gary after the Packers' thrilling breakthrough 2023 season. "We understand what we need to do," he said. "We understand what it is to play at a high level." The underrated linebacker did his part by recording 9 sacks on one season. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Rondale Moore. A remake of the offense in Atlanta in 2024 include a new quarterback, Kirk Cousins, and new targets. Moore is one of them. The former Cardinal plugged into the playbook as a yards after catch producer added to all parts of the field, making plays that shorten drives and keeps the scoreboard lit. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Javonte Williams. Sorry about that, guys. The fingers are almost in my camera. Just 10 running backs in Broncos history also had 100 catches to their credit. Williams joined them in 2023 when he brought in the 47 passes to reach 106 in his career. As powerful as he is with the ball in his hands, it's no wonder Denver opts to get the hard charging runner the ball in more than one way. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is I'm so sorry about that, guys. Cameron Dicker. Heading into year 3 of his NFL career, Dicker showed he had all the tools to be the league's next great one at his position. The Chargers kicker converted on 2 of his 55 field goal attempts in 2022 to 2023 season. That a 94.5% success rate, the best in NFL history for any kicker with at least 15 attempts. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is CJ Mosley. That's not the next card. Nah. Trying to figure this out. The next card we have is Quincy Williams, linebacker. Williams paired tremendous speed with new skills in 2023. Settling with the stage for breakout. He's coming into his own as a leader and as an explosive player and all pro caliber linebacker that we know he can be, said his older brother Quinnen. It's super fun to see him live up to those standards and expectations. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Rahamir Stevenson, running back. With the Patriots hitting the reset button in 2024, Stevenson is ready to return to the form he made him at the club's only 100-yard rusher so far this decade in 2022, and versatile two-way back capable of making catches in key spots. He accomplished 84 yards, 148 yards from scrimmage in just 12 games in 2023. And on to the next card. The next card we have is Ed Oliver. Interior defensive linemen don't often rack up the numbers Oliver did in 2023. 14 tackles per loss, 16 quarterback hits, 3 passes defended. But he was doing his job. He creates so much disruption, defensive end. Gary Russo said he just wrecks havoc or something. He's just always causing chaos. Moving on to the next card. Eight more cards left, you guys. The next card we have is Dustin Hopkins, kicker. Don't underestimate the value of a kicker. The Browns don't. How could they with Hopkins on their side? In 2023, the veterans team's record 33 field goals included 4 game winners, and his 8 from 50-plus yards, and his 5 consecutive games with at least one made from 50-plus were both team records. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Daniel Carlson. Week 5 of 2023 marked a special night for one of the game's greatest kicker. Carlson and the Raiders earned a 17-13 win over the Green Bay Packers. Over the Green Bay, whose kicker is his brother and Andrews, and that marked the first time siblings kickers squared off in the NFL since Matt Breyer's Browns beat Chris Breyer's Raiders in 1987. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Darnell Savage. The Jaguars got a good one when they signed Savage for 2024 and 5 years with Green Bay. He proved to be one of the team's most dependable and consistent defenders all throughout, limited to 10 games in 2023. The standout safety had 49 tackles and averaged of 4.9 per game that marked the best of his career. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Death Rage Wise Jr. Sorry about that. The fingers in the camera. Wise emerged as a veteran leader on the Pats defense that played for far better than the team's record in recent years would suggest. And he's ready to do whatever it takes to get back to the top. Go out there and give it your all. Give it your all. Give it your best. Lead the team to the best I know how, and that velocity, vocally and physically, he said. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Will Lutz. AFC Special Teams Player of the Month in November 2023. Lutz earned an honor by doing a lot of work. The veteran made all 4 field goals in Week 10 at Buffalo. All 5 in Week 11 versus Minnesota, and both attempts in Week 12 versus Cleveland. It was the most made kicks in any 3-game span in team history. Moving on to the next card. The next card we have is Jalin Hyatt. After a year in the league, Hyatt knows what he needs to do to reach the next level. I still want to get stronger. He told The Athletic, I still want to continue to keep working on my release, continue to keep getting open, make sure more contested catches. I'm going to continue to get there, and I will get there. Moving on to the next card. The last and final card is Jalen Johnson. This is a stingingly 27 yards, a 19.7 passer rating, 4 breakups, 2 interceptions. Johnson put those miserable numbers together in a free game stretch after Thanksgiving in 2023 against the Vikings, Lions, and Browns. And authoritative against the closing statement that made him a Pro Bowl player for the first time. That is it for y'all, and that is it for all the parts of my NFL cards. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn post notifications for more videos. Make sure to comment below. What is your favorite card that is in this video and all that? All right, guys. Have a good night. Peace out and good night.